everybody, my name is Risma Nadya Kamalil Hilwa and I am from 5A Physics Education. Now, I am gonna present my scientific paper as my final assignment on this semester in the subject of scientific communication. Here we go. The title of my research is the development of interactive PowerPoint-based learning media as simulator in Doppler effect. I'm using research and development method with the model of AD. Why I chose Doppler effect as main topic? Because this is so many teachers who think that this material is so easy, so they didn't give enough attention with this material, and then this thing could impact to the many misconceptions that occur to the students. Consider to the preliminary survey, 17 for 25 students as respondents stated that the Doppler effect is the most difficult confusing materials because the use of formulas and each phenomenon is different from one another. However, the respondents stated that in the physics learning in the class, it was so boring and so unattractive and that's not interesting, so that can give impact to the learning achievement. And from the background that mentioned before, this research was done as the development of interactive learning media, which could be a simulator and summary at the same time. So the student can learn in more varied and fun ways, so that can impact with the improvement of their achievement. The purposes of this research are 1. To correct all the misconceptions the experienced by student. 2. To provide further comprehension of the formulas used in each of phenomenon. And the third aim is to provide facilities for the teacher so that the learning activities runs more pleasantly and not boring. I do this research with some process so I can make this learning media, and the process that I done before is due to the model of AD in this research and development research. And the first step of AD is analysis, the second step is design, the third step is development, the fourth step is implementation, and the fifth step is evaluation. In the first stage of analysis, the analysis is done by preliminary survey by Google Form with the 25 respondents, and 17 from the respondents stated that Doppler effect has so much misconception, and the other 5 respondents stated that Doppler effect is such a confusing material. The respondents are from 8 different senior high schools from 7 different cities, such as 7 respondents from SMA Negeri 1 Jepara, 3 respondents from SMA Negeri 1 Bantarsari, 8 respondents from SMA Negeri 1 Bangsri, 1 respondent from SMA Negeri 1 Getasan, 1 respondent from SMA Negeri 3 Kuningan, 2 respondents from SMA Negeri 1 Tahunan, 1 respondent from SMA Muhammadiyah 1 Ponorogo, and then 1 respondent from SMA Negeri 1 Kendal. The second stage that I've done before in this research is design. This is the process when I design what kind of learning media that I'm gonna project. And in this stage, I design what the media looks like and what the content inside the media, and then the application that used to produce this learning media is Microsoft PowerPoint, because Microsoft PowerPoint is the easiest application that can be used, and I love to using many hyperlink for this PowerPoint interactive. And then the content of this learning media is the summary and materials in simulation of the Doppler effect in every phenomenon. On the summary of materials contain the equation that can be used from each phenomenon of Doppler effect and the implementation of Doppler effect in life. And then the third stage that I've done in this research is develop. In this stage, I'm developing the learning media according to the design, and I need around 3 months or more to set up the hyperlink design and my PowerPoint interactive, so it takes time to me to create this learning media. The fourth stage is implementation. This learning media is delivered to the student by Google Drive, and I send the Google Drive link URL to the students through broadcast from WhatsApp, so they can access my learning media, and then they can rate the experience of using the learning media. And then the last step is evaluation. I using the user as the evaluator too, so they can give rate for this experiment to using my learning media, and the result of evaluation can be shown on the next result index question. And this data collected by using Microsoft Excel, and the final score that can be measured by Microsoft Excel is compared in this table. This is the table of feasibility level. This is the minimum limit of feasibility level. If the learning media having score more than this, and the range 1 or 2 can be stated as very feasible and feasible. And if the learning media have scored in the range of 4 and 5, it's not feasible, so need more further research to develop this learning media so the weakness and error can be fixed. The result and the discussion. After all this process have done, the interactive PowerPoint-based learning media in Doppler effect has produced. And the content of this learning media is guide, menu, materials, and simulation, and the capture of each content is this. This is the opening view, the first page that we can click start, we can click exit, we can click the guide. If we want to know that how to use this learning media, we can click in the guide, and the display of the guide is this contain so the process to using learning media. And then if we click start, click memulai, we deliver to the third page that mulai yuk, that having two menus, the materials and simulation, materi dan simulasi. And this is the first page of the materials. This is the part of materials. I don't insert every slide because it's so much, so I just insert just one as the sample. And this is the first page of simulation. This is the menu of simulation of every phenomenon that happen Doppler effect. And then this is one of the simulation, but unfortunately the ambulance and the girl has behind this equation, so we can see it well, but it's okay. And this is the final slide before we exit. If we want to exit from this learning media, we can click exit on this page, and then we deliver to this. Okay, this is the results of evaluation. The indicators, there are 15 indicators, and this is the score that given by the evaluator. And then in this media, from the table we can analyze the quality of media can be known from the score. The lowest score as the weakness of this learning media, and the highest score is the strength of this learning media. And we can conclude from the table that the highest score is percentage as 19 to 92%, and the point that having 92% is the image clarify the material provided. It means that the image inside this learning media is can makes the students more understand about the Doppler effect. And then the weakness of this learning media is the lowest score from the table 2, and the lower score is this 83%, 2 point regularity of the layout and the increase of student interest and motivation. Nah, it means this media still can increase the interest and motivation of the student, even though this media can improve the understanding of the student. So the other weakness is the irregular placement of this icon, so it's not really good to see. And after all the analyzing data using Microsoft Excel, then we can find the average of all percentage from all the score that have written down in the table 2. We can conclude that the total average is 88%, and according to the table 1 table of interval of score, 88% is belong to the rank of very feasible, so the learning media could be declared as very feasible and ready to produce in the large number. There are criticism and suggestion from the users about this learning media, such as the hyperlink of the navigation buttons don't work properly, the size that too big to be downloaded, and the type of this file should be saved as Flash player file, not PowerPoint, so it can ease the student to access this. So the conclusion of this research is this research using a research and development method with the model of ID, and from the data that collected and measured, the media declared as very feasible with a score of 88%. So this media is ready to produce in a huge number, so it can implemented by the student in the senior high school. So that's all from me. Thank you for your attention and see you. Thank you for watching.